sensitive, you know?
Get out my bubble if you ain't popping like I am.
Hi everyone! So a little bit different of a setup today. You'll notice that I've got a camera. If you haven't followed me on my Twitch or on my social media, I'm currently using my Twitch setup. So yeah, this is what I look like. Sorry for those who haven't seen me before. Sorry that you have to experience this, but this is my streaming setup. I stream on my Twitch channel, which is by the same name as my channel here on YouTube, Bellabun. And although I did take a bit of a break, I'm looking to get back into streaming very, very soon. And another thing that I want to say before I start this video is that I just want to give like a huge thank you. I finally passed 100 subscribers and growing, and that's something that I never really imagined that would happen this fast. It means the world to me that you guys enjoy my content, and just thank you so much. Like, I can't even begin to describe how happy that makes me. So yeah, thank you. I'm just gonna give a town tour of my, or island tour of my Animal Crossing island, and that's what we're going to get started with today. My left Joy-Con has a little bit of drift, so if I'm struggling, that's why. Just getting started here. I'm also going to do a tour first in the day, and then I'm going to do a tour in night, just because I have a lot of things and lights around town, and just to give a bit of a look for those of you who might be interested in how those look at night. As well, my house is going to be a separate video, so I'm not going to do that in this video. It'll be another video coming soon that I'm actually going to record right after this one, just because I didn't want either one being too long. But yeah, a little preview of the exterior of my house. So first thing that I'm going to do is just show you guys my map. I've seen a lot of people who have really pretty maps. I'm not one of them. So although I think my island I'm pretty overall happy with, the map definitely does not reflect the town itself. So my map's kind of ugly. Sorry about that. But my island name is Melody, and it is named after my favorite Sanrio character, my Melody, of course. And yeah, that's where the inspiration for that came from. So just giving a quick overview of my map and my residence. I got Meringue as my first Dreamy when I went villager hunting, and I got her only after, I think it was 8 or 10 mile tickets. So I got super lucky, and I'm super happy about that. Audie I actually got as my third villager, so she was the villager that when I first put up the 3 plots of land for sale, she was the first one that I got, and which is really lucky. I tend to have better RNG with the islands and not the campsites. I have always got super ugly villagers. My island is pastel themed and throwing in a bit of Sanrio. It's like pastel white luxury. So I definitely have dreamies to match that as well. I also just got Judy, and Judy was from, along with Marina and Marshall, was from my best friend. Shoutouts to Jay, thank you so much. I love you a lot. Who got Judy from a friend for me, and then I got Marina and Marshall from him as well. Muffy was one that randomly moved in to replace one of my other villagers, and I actually ended up really loving her because I'm both kind of like a soft pastel person, but I'm also quite a hardcore person, believe it or not. So she kind of matched my kind of darker aesthetic, so absolutely love her. She's cute. Carmen, Chrissy, and Poppy, I actually made a whole bunch of my own amiibo cards using because I ran out of Nook Mile tickets. So I actually ended up making my own amiibo cards, and I might do a separate video on how I did that and promoting the UI UX designer that helped do the app, but I know Nintendo doesn't like us talking about that kind of stuff. But yeah, I ran out of Miles tickets and I don't have money to buy every amiibo card, so yeah, I just made my own. So yeah, sorry Nintendo. And Flurry I got from somebody off of Nikazon. So yeah, these are kind of my most desired dreamies at the moment. I don't plan on getting rid of Audie just because she doesn't have an amiibo card yet, so there's no real chance that I'd be able to get her back. And unfortunately she does have the DIY house, so I wish that I got to see her actual house. But she is the only villager left that has the DIY house. All my other ones I kicked to get these guys, so yeah. I focused my villagers into kind of two halves of the top map, kind of in like two neighborhoods. Marshall's house is kind of on his own, definitely no favoritism, he just ended up on his own, and although there was space to put someone next to him, the way I designed his house, I kind of just like the area, so I didn't put anyone next to him, and yeah, mostly everybody's on the right side, but then we've got a couple below my house, beside my house. Okay, so getting right into the tour, I did get a lot of inspiration from people in the community, like on Instagram and Reddit and Facebook, and I'll point those out, but I also did try and come up with some of my own designs. I am, a designer, graphic designer by title, so this stuff is just kind of right in my alley and my passion, and I love to design different things, so I've come up with a mix of my own and some inspired designs. Right next to my house I have a little terraformed, there's the Joy-Con drift already, but I have a little terraformed waterfall with some hyacinths, and I also tried to make most of my flowers pink and white, but pink, white, and blue, but I do have a couple red ones still lying around. So right over here, right next to mine, is Stella's house. And you'll also notice that I have little white garden lanterns around everybody's house. That's something I chose as well for a design. I thought it just looked nice and helped light up the area in the dark. Right down here we have Poppy's house, and I've got kind of a little setup where there's a little outdoor bath and a little pathway behind her house, right next to my waterfall with a little floating for land formation there, and then a little log seat just so you can kind of admire the view and look at the waterfall. And I've also got these little pastel gnomes everywhere. Yeah, I thought the white birch really went with my aesthetic, so chose that. I've also got tons and tons of garden wagons, so costed a lot of flowers and wood to make as well. And down here is Judy's house. So yeah, I tried to keep everybody's houses very simple and just have different kind of landscaping and maybe a couple personal items for them to use, but nothing too major in terms of outdoor furniture. Down here I have another little terraforming waterfall, and I've got lots of these different custom patterns as well as little things for decor like the mum cushions and the star fragments. I kind of dropped star fragments everywhere. This area up here, I kind of plan to, if Brewster eventually comes into the game, although I kind of wanted to focus most of my main buildings on the area of the island that is near the airport as kind of the downtown area. I think that I'd put the cafe for Brewster somewhere up here, maybe over here overlooking the waterfalls. And I've got like kind of these little cafe seats or outdoor eating areas, and lots of wood paving and little flowers. And this is Marshall's house, so he by far kind of has the best little setup here, overlooking a nice terraformed little bunch of waterfalls. And I don't know, I just kind of outdid myself over here, and then I ended up liking his outdoor area and the waterfall quite a bit, so I didn't want to put anybody next to him or really change it. So yeah, I use a lot of bushes and hedges, and I've also got a bunch of, gosh, what are they called? The Nova lights and Nova clocks, lighting up the area as decoration. I also wanted to, I got some extra heart crystals during the wedding event, and I thought that those were really cute to place around as little decorations, so that's what I did as well. Sorry, my Joy-Con is really not cooperating. Yeah, I've also got a lot of statues, although most of them are fake. I haven't come across the Valiant and Real Gallant statues. I am an artist as well, and I've done 8 years of art history, so it's really, really nice to appreciate. I know Michelangelo is my favorite classical artist, so definitely the art nerd in me loves having these statues around. I've also had some moons made for me, and this is just the little terraformed area leading to a pathway where Red's boat docks. I know that I've seen some people with some pretty elaborate docks, and mine's kind of boring, but I don't know, I just didn't really have too much room and I wanted it fairly simple. And moving on, this is, oops, whose house is this? I believe that this is Carmen's house, right? Carmen? Yep, Carmen's house. So Carmen's house, I just have a little rocking chair and a little My Melody pillow that I customized, and I just feel like it's nice to sit around in the yard and read. And they do use all of the little furnitures outside, so I'm super happy about that. I also grinded to get a lot of these butterfly statues because I love butterflies, and I thought it went well with all of the almost CottageCore and Fairycore landscaping that I've done with all the little flowers, rocks, and decorations. So grinded and commissioned Flick for a lot of those. Over here is, I want to say Marina, yep, Marina's house. And her house just has a little nice picnic table, lots of flowers, and it overlooks this other really nicely terraformed waterfall that I have, and this nice little garden wagon in the center. I tried to have a lot of little things like these bushes and things for decoration. Again, the mum cushion, just to make it feel all nice and foresty and natural, and Flick is also here today. And I have a well as well. And then this is Meringue's house. I tried to create kind of like a little curve of flowers and kind of added some bushes and a little stone pattern that somebody made. And then I thought that this Sakura guitar was super, super cute, so I had to kind of find somebody's house to put it outside of, so I chose Meringue's. And moving on up, I've got another little ramp here, and this leads to Audie's house. I love the mint color of her house. I also ended up having Chrissy move into this house over here next to hers, and so they match really, really well together, both being so nice mint teal colors. And she's got a little pink cat grass that I got from a balloon on an iron garden table. And that overlooks some more terraforming that I'm going to show off later. But as you can see, I kind of loved the stars, flowers, kind of really naturey vibe. And yeah, that's what I kind of went for. I've seen some crazy terraforming in the community, and that kind of inspired me as well. Right over here is Flurry's house, and she has another David statue right outside her house, and yeah, I just tried to make her a little nice hedge garden and put David up there, and I've just got a couple waterfalls that are fantasy waterfalls that lead to nothing. I've also got a lot of these sakura petal piles, and I've also got a sakura leaf pile pattern as well. So that kind of matches, and I totally just destroyed those roses. I try my best to not run over my flowers, but I've had to really start running to combat my Joy-Con drift. And here's another balloon. Sorry, I'm gonna get that real quick. Over here, right next to the campsite, I have this nice little flower garden, and I put down a beach towel over this pattern that I got from the community, and it's just cute to take little photos in the flower garden. And yeah, I love that. And I've got another emperor butterfly model. And then the campsite had this waterfall around it originally, and I wanted to keep that, so I just built some terraforming around it so I could have some nice 3-tier waterfalls. And then this is another little log area where you can sit, if my character would just sit, there we go, and kind of overview the waterfall, maybe do some fishing. And yeah, overall, I really enjoyed this area. It's one of my favorite areas that I designed myself as well. Coming down this ramp, it leads into a park. This was one of the first things that I built on my island, and the reason why I feel like I had a 3-star island to begin with. It's funny because I got both the 5-star and 3-star rating without even trying. I just went to check and I just had it, so I don't really know how to advise, other than I've heard that lots of furniture and flowers really help out, but I just did what I wanted and didn't really try and ended up getting them, so I'm super lucky in that way as well. So I've got kind of all the rides that are pastel and little park things to match. I've got a little picnic area, and this heart lake was a natural formation, and this is the reason why I chose my map. I feel like I haven't really done too much of crazy terraforming to change my map like a lot of other people, but yeah, I kind of found this balance that I really liked. This bridge leads to, if I pull up my map, a heart island, kind of a floating island. And I took inspiration from many of the floating islands going around, but I thought it would be neat to make mine heart-shaped. It's not perfectly symmetrical, but I got a lot of the wedding flower bouquets and a wedding flower arch, put a fountain, and I want to maybe make these all peach trees, because right now only the left half are peach trees, and it kind of looks a little weird. And yeah, it's just this cute little heart floating plaza. I hop over here. This is kind of the main downtown area, as I mentioned before. And you cross over through this bridge. But before I get to that, I want to talk a little bit about this area here. This was one of the places where I had some empty space and I didn't really know what to fill it up with. And I kind of came up with this heart plaza design. Where I kind of terraformed some pathing to make 4 hearts, almost like a 4-leaf clover, and I put some hedges and a street lamp in the middle and some flowers around, a little paper kite butterfly model. This is one of 2 of these little heart areas that I've made. I kind of designed them to be sitting areas, so you can kind of just sit and relax. I've had my villagers, I'll put up some pictures, but they've been reading and kind of using this space well, so I think overall it turned out really nice. And I've got some more bushes with some flowers, and again this area just leads right back up to the area that I just went over before. And I love this little cute terraformed waterfall area with these flowers. I'm still trying to breed some more blue hyacinths, and I've got a lot of lily of the valley. They've just been spawning like every day or every couple of days. But yeah, I thought this area was really cute, one of my favorite areas as well. And I got a lot of favorite areas. But moving on down to towards the main area, I've just got this nice little piano to fit kind of with my luxury theme as well, just because this piano, I don't know, just speaks that white luxury theme I was going for. And into the downtown area, here is my museum, and I've got this terraformed little cliff with a beautiful statue. And yeah, I found that it felt really nice and luxury and fancy to put the wedding fencing up near the entrance. And although the entrance to my museum isn't symmetrical, it doesn't really bother me too much. And I've got some floor lights to light up the building and make it look nice. Here is my second little heart plaza. I've got a shell fountain in the middle. What really bugged me was that with the grid system, I couldn't put it exactly in the middle. So it does look a bit off and that does bother me, but what can you do? And I've got a little rattan stool and an iron garden table as another little seating area. Over here is just where I keep a little garden of the flowers that aren't really the color of my aesthetic, but I use for crafting things, like the yellow mums I need for the mum cushions, and then the cosmos, roses, and hyacinths I need for the garden wagon. Over here is a nice little natural reading nook. I've got a tiny library, a big library, just a bunch of flowers and some picnic areas. And I just felt like that was a little really cute nook study area to have next to the museum. And over here I just have another little log bench overlooking the little view of the lake. Again, I tried to find little tiny things to take up the space, although I wanted a good balance of nature and built things for my island. I didn't want it kind of too crowded, which I feel like a lot of people's islands end up being, which it's fine if it suits you, but I kind of like a nice balance of nature and having room to walk as well as some stuff. Over here is just a little bike area. Downtown in my city, we have these rent bike areas all around, and I just kind of wanted to have that as well next to the beach, just because I thought it would be nice and cute. Here are some of my beach areas. I decorated the beaches with these patterns as well, and I kind of dropped little things like I placed a pair of flip-flops just to make it look like, again, somebody was kind of set up on a blanket there enjoying a beach day. And then this path right here leads to my little Sanrio Cafe. So again, until I get Brewster, one of the first things I wanted to do when I was planning my island, I had a little planner that I bought, and I was kind of just trying to plan some things before the game came out, and I definitely wanted a little Sanrio, My Melody Hello Kitty Cafe. So I tried my best to achieve that. I used some patterns from some people in the community to make a little menu board. I've actually got the white simple panel and silver one, so I'm actually going to swap that out soon. And I made this little cart stand. And yeah, I've got little coffee mugs on all the tables and a nice little ice cream lamp and a white menu area. So this is one of the things that, with the help of patterns from other people, I designed by myself and I really, really love. I'll throw up a photo of when the flowers were in bloom because it looked even prettier, but I didn't want to time travel, just for having that in the sake of the video. Over here is my main plaza that connects to both the main routes to the museum, as you can see from my little signpost, and to the shopping district from this signpost, and it connects to the town hall. So here I used some Sanrio patterns from someone in the community. If I can pull up where I found those, I'll try and link it into the description. But yeah, this I took inspiration from somebody, again, I don't know the name because it was shared by another Instagram page, but they had created a similar setup for the entrance of their museum, and I thought it would be a nice little way to work with the space, although it's a tiny space between my airport and my town hall. And then I added some extra designing around my own idea, where I put these Valiant statues and just a little garden of flowers. I believe that they're both fake Valiant statues. And yeah, that just adds to kind of the luxury theme as well that I was going for. And over here next to it, I have this nice little round pond and just another little seating area full of nature. My villagers always sit, if I can find some pictures that I've taken, they always sit right by the pond about in this spot, and it's really, really cute. They enjoy it. I've also got these in a few locations. This little landscaping thing was another thing that I came up with. The log stakes I found kind of made two curves, and I figured why not connect that in a heart shape, because it reminded me of the two curves on a heart with some flowers. And I put this little sakura print flower pile that's in the shape of a heart that I found from the community as well. I've got another one of those over by the cafe. And then this is the main shopping district. I've got some vending machines, bubblegum machines, snack machines. And that's just a cute little refreshment area. And then I thought I'd also put out a couple tables to kind of dine around and the little back area between the building, as well as in the front. And my neighbors as well also use these, and it looks super, super cute. But there's my Nooks and my Able Sisters. And that kind of does it for the downtown area of my island. Moving on to my orchard area. This was one of the first areas that I designed as well, which is all of my fruit trees. And I really wanted a nice fairy kind of cottagecore theme for this area as well. And I've got my giant Queen Alexandria's birdwing figure. It's super, super big and it couldn't really fit anywhere else. And I wanted some butterflies in here. And I'm planning to get maybe one or two more butterflies to go around the trees here. But these are all of my fruit trees, which thanks to having a bunch of friends that played the game, I was able to get quite early on. And this is actually where my Nook shop used to be. And this is a heart lake that is bigger, that I designed myself through terraforming, and I covered it with a bunch of bushes, and I'll insert a picture if I have those when they bloomed last month as well. But you could still fish over the bushes, which is really neat because then this lake is still functional, and of course I don't have my fishing rod registered, but you can actually fish and throw your line right over the bushes, so it still makes it functional. And down here I've got this nice little lounge area with a couple pool chairs and some summer vibe refreshments. And this area I wanted to be kind of like a very natural luxe garden, so I terraformed some waterfalls, put an outdoor bath, lots of flowers, and put some statues. The beautiful statue is real, the robust statue is not. But again, when it comes to decorating your island, who really cares whether the statue has a small defect or not? Personally, I don't. While I donate most of the real ones, I like to buy a bunch of fake ones as well. Funny story, it actually took me a while to get Red to visit my island. It was kind of stuck where my game was glitched and he didn't come, and then one day he was walking around and I finally got to buy stuff off of him and have him come over, and he comes pretty often for me. It's almost every other Thursday. And I also decided to decorate my dock with a little pillow, some candles, a ukulele, just to kind of give it a nice little romantic vibe. I've seen lots of decorated docks, and that's kind of really what inspired me. I tried to decorate every couple of chunks of my beach. And over here past this waterfall is this area that I love, 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 that was inspired by a Korean animal crosser who was on Facebook, whose image got shared around the community. And it's this little kind of crescent moon fairy area. And I added some butterflies, the moon, some log stakes, nova lights, heart crystals, lots of patterning, a little waterfall in the back, and some star fragments. And I just love, love this area so much. I think it's really, really cute, very fairy-esque, and I just love the aesthetic of it. So huge shout out. Again, I do not know the original name or the original account, although I do know that they were a Korean Facebook user, because I saw it shared on another post on Instagram. But I absolutely just adore this area, and that's why I want to show this off at night because this area looks absolutely stunning in the night as well. It's my favorite area to go stargazing whenever there's a shooting star. I find myself, or meteor shower, I find myself going over there. Oh, and here's another balloon. Sorry, but I feel like a lot of you can relate. I just feel horrible passing up on a balloon, so sorry to kind of get sidetracked through this whole video. But I'll open those later. And yeah, this kind of goes into my little waterscaping area of all my waterfalls. And this is where Audie's house was overlooking, and this is my little artist area. So again, I am an artist and graphic designer. So I wanted a little area where I could kind of have my character create art. So I had this DIY for a stool and the modeling clay, and I just put up one of the, I believe it's the dynamic painting, because I was able to get 2 of those, as there's no fakes in the game. So one I donated and one I put here. And yeah, that's my little calm kind of artist secret getaway. And yeah, that pretty much does it for my island. Okay, so back in the nighttime, this is what the outside of my house looks like. Just love the way that on a full moon, things get super, super highlighted. Lucked out that today is a full moon. And there's no clouds in the sky. So everything's kind of very beautiful and glowy. And again, I love the way that the little garden lanterns that I put up around light up and make it feel really, really nice without having too much street lamps. Using the garden lanterns as a smaller light. And this is what the Nova lights, Nova clock, and the star fragments look like in the nighttime. They've got a little glow, and it just, I don't know, it looks really magical and very fairy-esque, and I love it. Over here is one of my Emperor Butterfly models. I love this area really, really well. Oh, I cannot speak. Sorry, I get super nervous when I record videos and my brain just does not function. But I absolutely love, you can really see the way the moonlight lights up the 3rd tier of the island and gives it a nice little glow, and I think that it resonates with all of the colors and the white outdoor furniture and accents that I have, especially things like the garden wagons. Here's what this little area looks like in the dark as well with the moon. It's a very nice picture taking place for when I have friends over. Some more Nova lights and star fragments. Overall, I love the way that the star fragments add a little bit of subtle light to the island, and the Nova lights and the garden lanterns add a little bit more. This is what the crescent fairy moon area looks like at night. It's absolutely stunning, especially the way the light reflects off of the things like the fountain, the way the star fragments glow, the way the crescent moon glows, the way the moon glows. Absolutely just beautiful, especially with a full sky and a full moon. Oh, that Joy-Con drift. There we go. After a billion tries, I just love, love, love the way that it looks, and but yeah, that is, and the dreaded Joy-Con drift, but that is it for this video. Again, I will see you guys when I do a house tour, which I'm going to record after this. And again, thank you so much, so much for supporting the channel. And if you could support me on Twitch as I'm trying to get back into streaming, that would mean so much. But I love each and every one of you, and just thanks for kind of the tiny community that we have. And again, let me know if you want to be part of a Discord, if that's something that I should do. It's been suggested by a couple friends, so let me know. Yeah, thanks so much.